All right guys, back with a different video today. We've got Nick's JKU out here. I'm sure you've seen it in some of the wheeling videos. He's brought it over to my neck of the woods today for me to do a quick walk around on it and kind of go over what he's done to it. It's to start, it's a 2015 JKU Sahara. He's owned it since new. He's the only owner. Everything's been done to it has been done by him. Obviously you can see it's the I believe it may be called the billet silver, but it's a nice silver look. Like I said, it's the Sahara package with a hard top. Obviously when he got it, it was bone stock, so as you can tell, it is definitely not stock anymore. Guess we'll start with the suspension, wheels, and tires on the thing. He's built it around a 38 Nitto trail grappler. It's got a Terraflex 4-inch on it. That's the premise of the build, is the Terraflex 4-inch. He's got all 8 adjustable control arms on it. It's actually got the custom little drop bracket on the fronts here to help the angles be a little flatter, help it ride a little smoother. I'll show you up close on the back here. Keeps it nice and clean under here. So the lift is, again, a Terraflex 4-inch. Gives plenty of room for these 38s. He actually started on 37s. At least when we met him, he was wheeling on 37 Yokohamas and recently went to these 38 Nitto trail grapplers. And these are a Raceline Rhino wheel, is the wheels he chose to go with, and a nice kind of billet aluminum look, similar to the rings on ours, but for the whole wheel. Really looks nice with the silver. And that's a 17 by 9 Raceline Rhino. I think it's a fairly new wheel. Looks really good on here. Another view of the right side here. I've always been a fan of black, but when he sent me these, pretty sure I sent him a text saying do it. So these really pop with the silver. So again, that's a Nitto 38-inch trail grappler by 1350 on a 17 by 9 Raceline Rhino. It's his wheel and tire setup. Already mentioned the lift, 4-inch Terraflex. Guess kind of the next thing that you can see is we just got done putting these nice new Motobilt Highlines on it. And this is a new product from Motobilt. It came out with the aluminum Highlines for the JK, which is a lot different than the TJ stuff because mine is a whole front fender replacement. These are really just to give you more room out here in the arch of the fender. The fender stays on. This is more of a bolt-in application. Really looks good though. And then these custom inner fenders, all aluminum, give plenty of room for this tire to get up and articulate like it needs to. Shouldn't have any rubbing issues in the front. Before, the 38 loved to reach up and grab the stock black inner liner, yank it around. He actually had it zip tied on for a little bit. These things solved all his problems. Also really look good on here. We just left them bare. He didn't choose to paint them with anything. With this aluminum, you can really leave it bare, and a lot of times it looks really good just as it is. So that's what he chose to do here. No clear coat or anything, just bare aluminum. I think this may be one of the first JKs running these, so if you like what you see, go to Motobilt, get you a set. They're a fairly new product, as in probably released in the last 5 or 6 months or so. Coming up front, got a Red Rock 4x4 front bumper, and he's running the Smittybilt 10K winch with synthetic line. Got a nice blue Factor 55 flat link on here. That's kind of a new addition, looks really good. His secondary color on the build is kind of blue, as you can tell from the tie rod down here. So that's what we got going on up front. Got a little light bar in the grill there, looks pretty good. Got some A-pillar pods, kind of like myself. He wanted me to point out his custom windshield chip here, thanks to Highway 280. Coming down below the Jeep, we can talk about axles. This was a big task for him last year. He got the Dana Spicer Ultimate 44 swapped in the front. Sahara came with the Dana 30, so this was a huge upgrade for him. And he got it loaded with the factory locker in there, which is an electronic locker. So in the front, he's running the Ultimate Dana 44, and then come around back. I believe every JKU that came off the line came with a factory Dana 44 in the back. And so he's pretty much left that alone, other than running 10 factory Kamali shafts in it, a True Track by Eaton, and then the nice looking Yukon black diff cover there. So sitting on 244s on 38s, plenty fine axle wise, really good platform. Looking down here on the bottom, he's got Ruby rails off of a Rubicon Jeep on there. Coming inside here, a lot of the Saharas came with the option to get leather seats, so he's got the black leather in here, the Sahara stitching. Pretty stock other than that. He's got his locker switches and light bar switches over there on the A-pillar. Got the bullet point mounting solutions, double little phone bracket here when we're off-road. Set a map up, really nice. Got the blue spiderweb shade up top. I always tell him I'm jealous of his leather seats. Nice Pioneer radio for head unit. Other than that, fairly stock. Not much reason to change the interior on a Jeep. Coming to the back, he's got the Terraflex reinforced tire holder out here to hold up this 38. He had it for the 37, and it's plenty stout enough to hold the 38. So that's made by Terraflex as well. So for drive shafts, he's running 2 Adams. Adams up front and Adams in the rear. Both of us are pretty big believers in Adams stuff. Seem to make very, very good quality drive shafts. This is a new addition, or a fairly new addition. He did the Rusty's full oil pan skid. Kind of some bash protection under there to protect the oil pan, since we've started hitting some pretty technical stuff here recently. It's a good addition to have. Then the same thing on the rear control arm mounts back there on the axle side. He's got Rusty's skids on the bottom of those too, so not having to worry about bending control arm mount or anything, hopefully, with those. As far as head and tail lights, he's running factory headlights, so no reason to go up there, but he's also got these JW Speaker LED rears. Kind of bring it in a little bit from what the factory is, and also look really good with the color scheme. Get rid of those big ugly red squares and replace it with more of a slim silver looking tail light, which looks really good, kind of like the Max belts we have on ours. Just get you guys some more zoom out footage here. Really clean JKU. Both of us agree the 38s and the race line set it off. If you would have seen it before and then seen it now, you'd probably agree. Rocking a everyday off-road windshield banner. Really nice Jeep. For recovery points in the rear, he's kind of running the no bumper look back here, but Fishbone Off-Road makes these cool things that actually slide into the end of the frame here and bolt in on the side. Give you a nice shackle point. He's got one on either side. Pretty cool little rear recovery point there. And up front, he's also running the JKS quick disconnects, where they disconnect on both sides. so you can just pull them off and not have to worry about them getting in the way up here. Pretty good design. Got a little Rusty steering stabilizer. We like using stuff from Alabama, if you can't tell. I know Motobilt's based in Ozark, and then Rusty's is about an hour north of us. So pretty cool to use local stuff. On the interior, came over to the driver's side here. He's actually got what's called a Hike It device in here, and it's basically a throttle sensitivity controller. Since everything with the JKs is electronic compared to mine, he can actually adjust his sensitivity right here through this little device. Said it's got like a 4x4 mode, kind of a sport mode kind of thing, so that's something cool that he's got hooked up here. So he's opened up the back here real quick. He's got a Thor Lightning little bracket here for his air compressor, and then that's just a Napa Maxi air compressor. He's got a neat system where he can air up all 4 tires at once out of this thing, and it's obviously on board at all times, so it's kind of a neat setup. And then he's got a little Smittybilt thing right here to hold a lot of his little recovery gear and all that, the little air up tool and air down tool and everything right there, nice and easy to access. Just another view from inside. That's pretty much it, guys. Thanks for tuning in to this. I know a lot of you have seen and commented on this rig watching our trail rides, so now hopefully you've seen all the specs on it. If you have any more questions, feel free to drop them in the comments. Thanks again for watching Everyday Off-Road. See you in the next video.